So he basically says, oh, you have any dead bodies in the trunk? And I, without thinking, immediately say, oh, I don't know. They were alive when I put them in there. Hello, Internet! Welcome back to our French People Rimworld series. In the last episode, the main thing of note is that we finished our southern perimeter wall. We also took some time to lay out a new wall on the west side of our base, and this will help us be a little bit more fully enclosed so we can take combat engagements with a little bit more intelligence. Aside from that, the main thing of note from the last episode is that Sardines, one of our colonists, has been on a psychotic break. This appears to have him just wandering about the colony. He has been doing this for more than 24 hours at this point, and it is very annoying. With that, though, we're back with the episode. I don't have anything else to say about what we did last time. French is hard at work constructing, which is great. Sardines, I don't know what to do about him. We talked about it in the last episode. I'm just gonna let him go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're supposed to do in this situation. I don't play very much Rimworld, so I don't know the tactics. Phew, have a heat wave happen in summer. Well, that's not great. That's really not great, because we don't have air conditioning. And our power is still really inconsistent. So, first thing we want to do is lay out those batteries we meant to lay out in the last episode. We can only build 2 because of our very few number of, what are they called? Components. And we're going to want to run power. Oh, we did not select the cable, I guess. We're going to want to run power down here. And again, we're going to lay out those metal floors over top of it. I don't know if this is necessary, but it's what I've been doing. And we're going to go with that. Because I don't think batteries can plug in. I think I have to be connected with a cable like that. So hopefully French will take care of that. Actually, French, if you could do those now, that's more important than that perimeter wall. And we're going to want some temperature control. So, okay, if we're going to have 3 apartments like this, or 3 bedrooms like this, oh, wait a minute. We can't afford to have 2 batteries because, did I tell you to do this one? Do this one. Because we need components to make our temperature control, our air conditioning. They require 3 components. So that 1 battery and this 1 freezer are enough to just take everything we have in terms of components. Where did my components go? Let's give this guy in the prisoner room a little passive cooler, I guess. He does have a place to... Oh, you're female? Oh, I'm sorry. Apologies. She does have a place to sleep, even though it's not a bed. She has a table she can eat at, and we've never made art, so we don't have anything to beautify this room. It's apparently the chair is nice, so that gives beauty, but other than that, it's a very neutral room. But because of the rough stone walls, it's a little bit on the negative side. So how can we fix that? We can't. But we can build you a bed, so we can get rid of your slept on the floor debuff. And of course, once we get the cooler in there, you won't have a hot debuff. And we just want to take care of this because they're going to be unhappy, and we don't want them to break out, basically is what it is. I don't want them to smash through my door or whatever. Because if they do that, we have to beat them down and put them back into prisoner containment. And that risks killing that prisoner and just having a lot of unpleasantness. So Dean's, man, like, the break is just so frustrating because there's nothing I can do about it. And his mood is so negative because I can't make him do any of the things that would make him better. Like getting his health treated or recreation or food. I can't make him do those things. He's no longer wandering in a psychotic state, immediately has a major break risk. Even with the catharsis. Yeah, it's because you've been starving to death and you're not taking your recreation. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to lay out an operation. We're going to give him the anesthesia. And this is going to help him. Oh, I don't need him to have medical beds available. We can operate on him in his bedroom. You need material. Are we seriously out of medicine? Okay, well, just to tamp down, I really don't want to use my good medicine. French, you're still awake. What are you doing? You're hauling granite blocks? No. Guess what? You're harvesting heal root. Oh, but it probably takes multiple heal root to sedate him, doesn't it? It's probably something you can't just do with 1. Let's see if 2 will do it. See if 2 will do it. And then Sienna, tending to sardines? No. You can't anesthetize him. Okay. We'll use real medicine. Anesthesia will do two things. It'll put him out, and because he'll be kind of out of it, we can feed him so we don't have to wait for him to go get food. He'll get treated by the doctor, and she'll come in and socialize with him to raise his recreation, which should help with that. And the anesthesia will remove his serious pain. Now, it is temporary, and it will make him unable to walk for a while. And he has heat stroke. French, stop hauling, build a cooler so we're not all sweating to death, basically. And we did not connect our batteries, so as soon as the power goes out overnight, if we lose that windmill's power, then that's basically it. Please build a cooler. Major break risk. Yeah, no kidding. So what we're going to do, now that he's been tended, we will enable him for proper medicine. Industrial medicine. And we'll get her to operate. So this will anesthetize him. Saving Cowway. Cowway contacts you and requests help. He is wounded and unable to move. He's 67-year-old future chief. Promises to join you if you rescue him. Says there may be an unknown threat. Where are you? Because I wouldn't mind a cook. You're not that far. How far is this? Estimated time, half a day. Oh, it just comes at a bad time, man. It's just a bad time for this. So here's the issue. It says there's an unknown threat, which means there's probably one person on the map. Because our colony is so small, I don't think it would generate like a huge battle for us or anything. So there's probably only one person on the map. We cannot send French, or we can't send Sienna. Sienna is the one who goes down really, really easily, so obviously she would be terrible for a combat mission. We can't really send French because she's the one doing everything at our colony right now, and we can't send Sardines because he's a worthless sack of crap. So, probably we're not going to go to this person. I would like to. I really wish I knew more about the situation. But I would go, I think, if we were in a better circumstance. And this should have power, so that should start dropping the temperature in here. It's 107, 113, 115 degrees inside here. So this should knock down the temperature significantly. But again, it's only as good as this wind turbine, which I'm noticing now is blocked by trees. So that's just dandy. How are you doing with recruitment? Resistance is still 12. She's feeding Sardines raw food. Apparently we ran out of meals in that day when he refused to cooperate and do anything. And he's really starting to piss me off, honestly. I'm real irritated by this guy. It's still 90 degrees inside even with the power on, which is not great. This person is going to suffer from heat stroke. So French, as soon as you get up, please work on that cooler. Sardines, how you feeling? Recreation deprived. We did remove his pain debuff. He's very comfortable, but that doesn't last very long. Spacious interior. But there's no beauty buffs. Like, there's no like, oh, I love my bedroom, so I'm going to be happy all day. And it's really these muscle parasites that are the issue here. How hot is it in here? 71 degrees. That's much better. It is fluctuating, though, and I assume that's because we're running out of power. Yeah, it's barely freezing in our freezer, so this meat will probably go bad in the coming days because of the heat. The heat wave. It's just all around not going well in the colony here. Sardines is no longer incapable of walking. No, but you are clearly walking very slowly. You're woozy. Moving is 20%, so you're moving at a fifth of the speed that you normally would. Relaxing socially. Good, that will feed his recreation meter. Assuming he gets there in time to have recreation instead of going to work right away. And in fact, let's change his schedule. Guess what, bud? Today you're all recreation until you get that filled. Till you get that bar filled. And we're going to turn you back to herbal medicine. Why are you hauling? It's recreation time. He wants to haul. Okay, well, if you're going to do that, then I don't want you to, first of all, put your schedule back. So I don't want you to construct today. I need you to go back to cooking. So now he should go back to cooking, and then when he is done cooking, he will go hunting. By then, his stuff should wear off. So he'll go about cooking, and we did have kibble left, thankfully, so our animal did not die in that time when he was having a breakdown. He's going to keep an eye on his needs. At this point, the catharsis should carry him through mostly, but the serious pain is an ongoing issue. Heat stroke on Sienna. How you doing? How you doing, girl? You're hot. Yeah, well, I'm unsurprised. French, also, again. Oh, we don't have steel. Of course. All right. Well, we know we have steel on the map, just not very much of it, and I don't remember where it was. Remember, we looked around. We didn't see much of anything on the periphery of these mountains. Okay, where the heck was this steel? Here it is. Okay, so we're going to mark this for mining. And normally I would not do this, but I really need steel. We need to get that those freezers, the fridges, the air conditionings is the words I'm looking for, up and running. We really need those up and running. So get this taken care of. Oh man, yeah, it's just my brain doesn't work sometimes. Internet, like it's funny, you know. I record these videos, the Rimworld series, and so far I think I've had pretty good commentary in a lot of these episodes. The little jokes that I've had, you know, because I've been editing the videos and I'm like, that's actually, you know, kind of funny. But the issue is, like, I get these jokes in my head. This happens to me all the time, where I get these jokes in my head and I'm like, oh, that's funny, you should say that. But then between my brain and my mouth, I completely lose what I want to say, and it just comes out like I'm an idiot, right? Like, I'm sure you've noticed in this series, like, I'll say something funny, but I'll be stumbling over my words the whole time until I get through. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm way better in text. Like, if you talk to me on Discord, I think I have some solid jokes on Discord or Twitter. Oh, by the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you should check me out on Twitter. There may or may not be a link in the description down below. I'm sure you can puzzle out who I am on Twitter. Yeah, like I feel like Twitter's a good platform for me because, like, I sound way smarter in text than I do in real life. I just sound like a moron all the time when I'm talking in real life. I don't know. And two, sometimes I say stuff that I think is funny, but then other people, like, I'm inappropriate. Well, not inappropriate makes it sound like dirty or something. That's not what I mean. But sometimes okay, so this was a while ago in group therapy. I'm in group therapy because group therapy is helpful and good. So, you know, whatever. So I'm in group therapy, and one of the guys drives a concrete truck. He works with concrete for a living. And he was telling a story about how he got pulled over, and he had been previously incarcerated. So him being around, you know, like, the group is like, mostly we talk about like PTSD and stuff. There's guys from, you know, all kinds of walks of life and whatever. And this guy had been incarcerated previously, so him interacting with the police is kind of a big deal, of which I guess you don't need to know that to know this story. But basically, he's telling a story about how he got pulled over, and he's driving his concrete truck. So he gets pulled over, cop comes over to him, and what's the first thing cops always say? You know, do you have any weapons in the vehicle? Any, you know, hand grenades, any corpses? And, you know, you don't have a body in the trunk, do you? And he was talking about how, like, that was a difficult situation for him, like, to be pulled over by a cop when he's like not someone who gets along very well with police and things like that. And when he said that, so he basically says, oh, you have any dead bodies in the trunk? And I, without thinking, immediately say, oh, I don't know, they were alive when I put them in there. And I thought that was hilarious, but spoiler alert, this is group therapy where you're supposed to be serious and you talk about really, you know, big deal issues, and you don't say things like that. So to me, sometimes stuff just comes out of my mouth that I think is really funny. Other times something pops in my head and I'm like, oh, that's really funny, you should say that. And then I say it and I'm like, you're a moron, why did you say that? And it just becomes a whole thing. It becomes a whole thing. Hopefully that makes sense. You know, I don't know. I thought that was funny. Well, they were alive when I threw them in the... Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I did see, by the way, the other day I was doing my job, which we talked about previously. I'm a delivery person. And I had stopped at a convenience store. One of the good things about being a delivery person is that you're always around a store. So it's not like I'm a trucker who's driving 10 hours a day or whatever. I can actually stop constantly to go if I have to go to the bathroom or if I want to buy a drink or something. So I was in the convenience store going to pick up a coffee. I like having a coffee in the morning, and I was going to get a burrito because it had been a long day and I was hungry. So which we should have been deconstructing these ship chunks the whole time. I forgot about those existing, and we haven't really seen any other ones. There is one over here, but French is in a really bad mood, so I don't want to push her too much today. Brutal outdoors. These open space. Oh, yeah, she's an undergrounder. I remember. We should build her a room in the mountain. She would like that. We should have done that way earlier than now. Yeah. Sienna's in a poor mood. Yeah, this whole nightmarish heat wave thing is a real problem. Sardines, you're making kibble. Can you not do that because you're having a bad time? I want these batteries hooked up right now. French, I'm sorry. I don't want you to have a break, but I really need this AC in the bedroom to have consistent. No, do not walk away to build a wall. I hate that they do that. They get through all but one tile and they're like, I'm going to go build something else. Sardines, go have recreation, man, or something. Why is his recreation so low all the time? He's always recreation starved. God, it's so obnoxious. I hate this guy. Like, Sardines is the worst. I hate him. But he's also our only cook, so, you know, it is what it is. You're still anesthetized a day later? Okay. Did I set you back to herbal medicine? I did. Anyway, I'm in a convenience store, as I am wont to do. French is throwing a tantrum, smash up furniture, items, and structures. Yeah, again, so she's been a coherent and valuable part of our colony this whole time, and now, because she has a heat stroke, she's like, I'm going to go break down that wall that I just built. But she'll calm down, she'll have a catharsis, she'll feel better. Part of it was the eating the raw food. That's you know, we should have been keeping an eye on that, but our only cook was having a 38-hour break, so what was I supposed to do? She'll calm down eventually. She's not going to break. I mean, they're granite walls. What's she going to do? You're battering them with your handgun. No longer having a tantrum. Yeah, you're going to feel a lot better now. I'm glad you got that out of your system. You can go to bed, and you will feel better because you'll be in the air conditioning, which is great. How are you doing, Gertya? It's actually cooler in there than it is in our air-conditioned building. I don't know why that would be. Heat stroke, yeah, shocking. Anyway, was in a convenience store, picking up a coffee, picking up a burrito, and I hear somebody talking to the cashier, and he's like going hard, like not like flirting with her. She was an older lady. She's probably like 20 years older than he is. But it's one of those people, like you've seen them. You've been in a convenience store where people are too nice. Why are we seriously still out of meals? Bro, why did you cook kibble all day when you should have been making meals for the colony? I don't understand the priorities that these... Okay, stop being frustrated. Stop being frustrated. We're going to get this sorted. He's going to cook meals today. I'm debating, like, man, I just want to put a bullet in this guy. Like, I'm pissed. Like, I'm annoyed by this. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Making kibble. Nah, bro. You need wood. We're out of wood. Even though I marked a bunch of trees to be cut down. Hey, French. Cut down these trees, please. So that's my fault. I should have been micromanaging that, apparently, because no one can... I can't trust anyone to do things themselves. Got a cargo pod, which appears to have dropped a shield. I mean, we'll pick it up. Sienna, what are you doing? You're refueling the generator. Nah, congrats. You're picking up a shield. We're going to sell that at some point. And French, are you done cutting down the tree? You're consuming dromedary meat? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that that's a thing you're experiencing. Fuel the stove. So that's why he was prioritizing kibble. Man, I can't get through a story to save my life. No, stop building, dummy. Go cook. Cook like you're supposed to cook. And we'll deconstruct that bed spot. Gertya, congrats. You get to sleep here. Okay, so we're going to get some proper meals again, which is good news. French hauling granite. Where are you, though? Okay, you're heading back to town, or to base? Nah, congrats, you're cutting down trees today? I'm sorry you're having a miserable time. Everybody's having a miserable time. I'm a bad overlord, apparently. This is something I'm just a bad person, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, everybody knows somebody who's way too nice at the convenience store, right? They walk in, hey everybody, how you doing? Like it's freaking Cheers. Like they're coming in, everybody knows their name, they're all friendly. Oh hey Kathy, how's your kid doing? Oh yeah, Susie, how'd that wave runner turn out? Like, just stupid crap that nobody cares. Like just I find it unbearable. Like I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a social guy. Well, that's not even true. I'm a social guy, but I hate strangers. So like if I walk in a convenience store, sometimes they'll say stuff to me, like one time, so I went to get a coffee at the dollar store, one of those cold coffee drinks, and I paid, and the lady was like, oh, I hope this helps you have a better day. And I'm like, when I came in, she was like, oh, how you doing? And I say what I always say, which is like, oh, I'm okay. And on my way out, she's like, well, I hope you have a better day. I hope that helps you have a better day. It's like, lady, don't judge my behavior. Like, don't tell me how I don't know. It annoyed me. But I hate people like that, to be honest. It annoys me when I experience things like that. But I realized the guy who was talking is actually a guy I go to group with. So the guy who's like being super social and whatever, I never see him like that. I always see him as like dealing with his trauma, talking about really negative feelings and emotions and how hard life is and trouble with his aging family members, like just normal like therapy stuff. So it was super, super weird to see someone from my therapy like out in the wild in the real world. I thought that was super bizarre. And so at first, my social anxiety kicked up and I'm like, I'm not going to say hello. I'm not going to say hello. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to wait. He went back to the bathroom, but I was going to go to the bathroom. So I guess I'll just go look at the coffee until I hear him again. Then I can go to the bathroom so I can avoid him. Social anxiety stuff. Don't judge me. And then I did that. I went to the bathroom after he had gone, but he was back in the store again when I came out. So he's standing now in front of the coffee, which is where I'm going. So I'm like, okay, now I have to say hello. I can't just not say hello. So I walked over, I said hello, and he immediately shut down. Like all the positive, energetic stuff that he was doing, all that talkative things that he was doing with the cashier was gone. He was like, oh, hey. And I was like, how you doing? And he's like, oh, just still here, I guess. I'm struggling, whatever. I don't know. I guess, unfortunately, I'm still around. And I was like, oh my God, he shifted from like the high energy, happy, whatever. And I could tell like I brought him down just by the nature of seeing me out in the world. It reminded him of like therapy or whatever. And he shut down immediately. It was super awkward, which is interesting as well, because that's what happened to me. I was having a good day. It was a long day. So at the end of the day was like, I'm going to get a coffee and a burrito. This is great. And then I saw him and was like immediately awkward. Like, I can't be around him. Oh, this is super weird. I don't want to be here. I don't want him to see me. So like, it's just super interesting that I'm not the only person who behaves that way and struggles with those sort of things. It was just interesting. It was interesting. Hopefully that sounds interesting. I don't know. Maybe that was a long one. It took me forever to tell the story. But hopefully that was interesting to you, I guess. Anyway, we should really call the episode. That one got away from me. This is what I mean when I say like stuff doesn't translate from my brain to my actual speech. I just sound like a moron sometimes. Anyway, we did almost get this wall constructed, which I'm surprised by. And we got Sardines back on his feet cooking meals, which is something we desperately, desperately needed. And in fact, I'm going to bump the work order on this up to... Yeah, so we have 3 colonists, so this in theory should have 3 meals left behind, but it doesn't account for them carrying things in their inventory or for the fact that we now have a prisoner we also have to feed. Also, we should make it a multiple of 4. Why wouldn't we do that? He cooks them 4 at a time. So let's bump that up to 16 meals. Also, if he breaks in the future, that means we have a nice supply for people to continue eating for a day or 2 without having to worry about that. And... now that I've seen our freezer kind of dwindle a little bit, I do want to re-enable planting, I think. I shouldn't have disabled it just because we have stuff, because we do need to prepare for winter. And I mean, we have a lot of rice though. But we are going to need meat as well. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to turn French down. No, I want the wall completed. Whatever, we'll deal with this in the next episode. For now, everyone, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Sorry if I rambled a bit. I'll be back in the near future with more of our Rimworld series here, and I will see you in the next video.